In Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals, the Pacers were on the verge of stealing home court until Jaylen Brown hit the shot to send it to overtime, where the Celtics ultimately took control. Then in Game 2, it never got that far because Brown was absolutely torching them with his 40 points, and all that's to say Indiana has a problem. Throughout the entire season and first 2 rounds of the playoffs, the Pacers had been blitzing teams with their transition offense. But now it was time for a taste of their own medicine. Jaylen Brown was second in the NBA this season at 7 points a game in transition, and against an already disadvantaged defense, let's just say that's led to quite the feast. On the first play of Game 1, Tatum stole an entry pass, to which Jaylen leaked out in the open floor for this absolutely vicious slam. Then just a minute later, it's Derek White who forces a turnover, everyone takes off running, and Jaylen looks like he might go up with authority again before laying it in for 2. Sometimes he's the one who's creating these turnovers, here blitzing McConnell for a steal, and with nobody left to beat, he's got a free run to the basket. I'm not just talking about turnovers though, he's looking to run no matter what. This time it's a defensive rebound that he uses to start the break, and with just one man to beat, he takes it coast to coast himself. When he's playing with speed out in space like this, it's really tough to contain him off the dribble, and after collapsing the defense, he kicks it to the corner, which puts the defense in rotation as the ball finds White for an open 3. Sometimes it doesn't even seem like there's an advantage. The defense is perfectly set here, yet as soon as he touches the ball, he's starting on a drive as he gets right by his man for a layup. This one's after a made basket. He sees an opportunity to drive along the sideline, and to prevent another layup, he draws 3 different defenders, to which he kicks it back out to Pritchard for a great look from outside, although this one doesn't fall. Pretty much anytime they've played with pace, they've ended that possession with a great shot. When it's someone else, Jaylen will fill out space off the ball, here cutting into an easy dunk, and as I said, the advantage isn't always obvious. On this one, it looks like they're about to slow down, only for Jaylen to lose his man on a backdoor and catch a lob. Here's another example. At first glance, you might not notice a massive advantage, but there is one, the cross match of Miles Turner on Jaylen. From there, he'll isolate from an open corner, easily beat the big man off the dribble, before kicking it out to White for a wide open triple. The Celtics have absolutely feasted against these cross matches. This time it's Halliburton who picks up Jaylen, and it's like there isn't any resistance at all on this drive, resulting in another wide open shot for a teammate. Jaylen's one of the very best in the league at attacking smaller defenders. He's got incredible lower body strength and great balance, which he'll use to bully his way to the rim. He'll often take these mismatches in the mid-post. Right off the catch, he spins into a baseline drive, then when help comes, he uses an up fake to draw a foul. Even from out on the perimeter, he'll turn his back to the basket so that he can forcefully get to his spots. This time it's to set up a midi, but he again gets fouled. Because he's so good at attacking mismatches, he's able to create a lot of advantages in these spots. Siakam commits to the ball from 1 pass away, leaving an easy kick out to Drew for a wide open corner 3. But I will say that he misses a decent amount of passes. As he works against Halliburton, he again draws help from 1 pass away, and Pritchard is alone in the corner. He chooses to keep attacking though, then draws help from the other side, leaving Drew open, only to attempt a tough mid-range jumper. Here's another example. When he beats his man on a drive, Horford's wide open on the wing. You can see Derek White pointing for him to make that pass, but he decides to try finishing over Turner at the rim. The thing is, for the most part, you're okay with Brown missing a read every now and then, because not only will he hit most of them, he's also a really good difficult shot maker. So a big key for this Boston offense all season has been looking for ways to create these mismatches. Usually that means a ball screen from one of their guards, and Indiana doesn't want to give up the switch, so they send 2, to which Jaylen kicks it back out to the screener for a quality 3. In Game 2, this is how they relentlessly hunted Halliburton. Hauser comes up to set the screen, and at the last second he smartly flips it to create contact and force the switch. From there, Jaylen can attack one-on-one, and that's just way too easy. What the Pacers really want to do against these actions is have Halliburton hedge, but that brings Toppin up from the corner, so when Jaylen hits White, they're put in rotation, and Hauser ends up with a great look from 3. Next time down, they run it again, and as the screen comes, you can see Pascal angling his body as he gets ready for contact, only the screen is never set and Jaylen's got a free run to the paint, once again putting them in rotation as they get a great look from the corner. Then when the screen is set and Halliburton has to pick up the ball, he quickly attacks the mismatch where he gets the step on a drive and earns a pair of free throws. It isn't just ball screens from guards. They'll use all sorts of action to get Jaylen favorable matchups, and Indiana's problem is that they have a lot of guys for him to attack. One thing the Celtics have been doing quite a bit is running him off of cross screens or pin downs with the big man. Nobody picks him up on this one, so he catches with a free lane to the rim, but this time the screen lands hard, forcing Turner to step in front of him, and that's another switch they want. He stops at the free throw line, fakes a jumper, and steps through for an easy bucket. Later in that game, he gets cross-matched with Turner in transition, isolates, and hits him with the exact same move as he's just making light work of everyone. This time it's Obi Toppin who picks him up, and I want to make a quick note of how Boston spaces the floor. They put their big in the corner with a guard in the dunker spot, so when Jaylen beats his man, there's no rim protector to step in front of him. And he's just such a physically overwhelming slasher. When he's not using his burst to create an angle around his defender, he's using his strength to go right through him, which gets him another trip to the line. To protect the paint from these drives, you'll often see defenses load up early. On this one, Siakam's sitting at the nail, leaving an easy pass to Horford for a three that just comes up short. As for the individual defender, sometimes they'll sag off and leave a cushion of space, to which they better hope that Jaylen's not feeling it from three. Pull-up threes aren't a massive part of his game, but he'll shoot them when they're available, and he can make them in spurts. Over the last 3 seasons, he's hit about 34%, which isn't great, but also isn't bad. He can be streaky, and if the shot is on, he can become unguardable. That's when you'll see those crazy scoring spurts. But when he's not on, and he's taking them at volume, it can do more bad than good. Another aspect of his game that can be a bit questionable at times is his ball security. We all know about his limitations as a ball handler, and I'd say it's looked a little better this year, still far from a strength. You pair that with some of the passing limitations I talked about, and it becomes clear why he's best served as a number 2 next to a lead creator like Tatum, or playing off of other initiators like White or Holiday. And it's worth noting that he supplements these guys through his off-ball game. When he's not involved, he's probably spotting up somewhere. Just like off the dribble, his 3-ball is streaky, but he'll hit some. Even more important though is what he can do as an explosive slasher off the catch, who can get to the rim or stop short for one of those mid-range jumpers. Another way he contributes is on the defensive end. This hasn't been a huge factor in the Pacers series, so I won't go too into it, but there are 2 main keys. First is his ranginess as an athlete and ability to cover ground. Here he tags a roller before recovering to his man on the wing to block a 3. Second is his switch ability. When needed, he'll guard up or down across the board, and he spent a lot of time against Turner, battling for position and forcing a turnover. The closing sequence of Game 1 really highlighted how good of a two-way player he is. Down 3 needing a miracle, he's the one who got a hand on the inbound pass to get possession of the ball back. Then with a chance to tie, he hits an absolutely smothered corner 3 to send the game to overtime. And finally, with 40 seconds left in OT, he's the one who got the game-sealing stop, moving his feet to stay in front of Siakam and just taking the ball out of his hands. All that's to say, the Pacers, and quite frankly the NBA, has a Jaylen Brown problem right now. When he's playing with this much pace, the 3-ball's hitting, and he's destroying mismatches, the Celtics are a really tough team to beat. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and turn my post notifications on to be first on more content. If you're interested in my more in-depth research, make sure to check out my website and social media profiles. You can find those links in the description. Feel free to let me know down in the comments what you think of Jaylen. As always, I hope you all have a great day, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.